How's it going, Dorian?
It's going good.
Good.
Doing well.
Good to see you in person again. It's been a long time.
I know. I was just saying, I was like, oh, no more Zoom? So this is good.
Do you prefer the Zoom or?
Oh, no. Much more prefer in person. Much more prefer in person, so.
How's this feel to be back at spring? This is spring number
4?
4.
Yeah. Yeah, spring number 4. It feels great. Feels great. Guys are looking really good. Obviously, we got a lot of new faces with a lot of older guys being out, so it's been good. I really like where the team is at right now. Obviously, it's day 1. We got some things to clean up, but in terms of the overall focus and level of energy at practice is like it's been for years. So
for a day 1, do you feel like you really know what's going on in your 4th spring? I mean, you look really confident throwing the ball, like, you know, second nature out there.
Oh, appreciate it. Well, no, for sure. Definitely more confident. Again, it's between looking at Jamar and me, you can definitely see a difference between what a freshman looks like and what I was as a freshman to what I am now. So it's cool to be able to, you know, teach him as well as some of the other younger guys. But it definitely feels good to be the older guy and know what you're doing and definitely being able to get all the kinks out early. So.
What's your impression of Martin so far?
Oh, I love him. I love him. He's just like how I was my freshman year, a sponge for knowledge, a sponge to work out, always loves football. You know, any and everything he wants to learn about, he's going to ask the question. So I love people like that. I love people that like really care about their craft, and that's something that he does. So.
What went into your decision to come back for your 4th spring? There aren't a lot of quarterbacks that stick around for that long.
No, exactly. Obviously, a lot of things went into it. My teammates leaving that I was so close with last year, had to think about that, as well as, you know, I haven't got my degree yet, so I wanted to get my degree. And just a whole bunch of other things, as well as talking to Coach Kelly. I think that was the biggest part of me returning, listening to what he had to say. And he was actually the one encouraging me to leave too, so that was pretty awkward at times, trying to talk to him about it. But no, it ended up working out. I love where I'm at. I love Coach Kelly and the plan that him and Gundy have for me, as well as KB. So, you know, I think the decisions worked out well for me so far.
You had Greg and Kyle and Chase Cota gone now, so a lot of different guys you're throwing to now. What's your impression of some of the guys like Titus or Jake, some of those new guys you're throwing to now?
Oh yeah, the transfers have been outstanding. Both Bobo and Titus have been great. Teammates as well as on the field, working out and stuff. Bobo is really amazing when it comes to the neck up, in terms of leadership, knowing the playbook, learning how to study a playbook, just being an adult. So he brings that aspect to the team as well as to the position group that's so young and inexperienced. And so I think those guys are doing really good right now.
Is it going to be hard to integrate some of these new guys, or what challenges will you face to kind of get them into the system?
Oh no, definitely not. You know, me and all the new guys, as well as all the guys here, we all work out every day and we all train every day and stuff and build chemistry on and off the field. So I think it won't be hard. Again, that's up to Coach Kelly and what he wants to do with them, and I just make the pieces work. So I think we'll be all right.
So you helped to build Chip Kelly's program, winning season last year. What's left for your last year when it comes to team accomplishment here? Oh,
I think there's a whole lot left. I think we left a whole lot on the table last year. So definitely those 4 games that we lost plus the bowl game is definitely hurting, and definitely left a bad taste in our mouth. So we got some things we want to prove still, and you know, I haven't gotten a ring yet, as well as the rest of these guys. So that's definitely a big goal of ours, and we're working towards it every day for sure. So.
When your coach is the one encouraging you, like, hey, maybe you should move on. Like, how do you process that and ultimately come back? Yeah,
well, he let me know from the beginning that he wants the best for me as well as everybody on the team, obviously. And so that's where I knew he was coming from, and me having to really take a look at that next step and really evaluate all my options was really big. And so hearing that from him, as well as some of the other people I really look up to, kind of saying some of the same things and stuff like that, really made me consider wanting to leave. But ultimately, I felt like this was the place for me. So.
It's not like Chip was saying you're not good enough.
Oh yeah, no, exactly, definitely not. So.
It must feel good to have Zach Charbonnet, knowing that you have that kind of running back to rely on coming in this next season.
Exactly. Again, another big reason why I came back too. As soon as he told me he was coming back, it was kind of almost set in my mind that I was going to come back and join him too. So I love Zach. We've gotten so closer over this offseason. And, you know, I can't wait to see what he's going to do this year, because it's going to be a special one for sure.
What's that off-season process when some guys are deciding to leave and some aren't? Are y'all talking to each other and telling you what you're doing?
Every day, every second of the day. And that's the dream and aspiration of mine as well as the other guys. So when you're very passionate about something, you always want to talk about it. So that's kind of what we were dealing with, going through their process. even when I see Greg and Kyle and all those guys walking around the facility and stuff, I'm always asking them questions about the process and how it is and what they're going through and how they feel and all that stuff too. So I'm trying to get as much of an insight as you guys are, so for sure. All right. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Good. Haven't seen you for a while.
I know.
You grew a mustache,
Long time no.
Long enough for you to grow a mustache.
I know.
Some of the same questions like that we had for Dorian. You're a veteran, obviously. This is your last year.
Yeah,
How
it
do you
is.
feel
Yeah.
coming out first day of spring, being on this side? I mean, you've been a veteran for a while, but this is ultra veteran, let's say.
Yeah.
How does that feel to come out with a lot of the team being so much younger than you are?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird experience. I mean, like, you know, a lot of my best friends, obviously, that were here have gone, you know, are going on to the NFL or in the draft process now. Talk about Kyle and Greg and those guys and Otito and, you know, so you get to this point and it's kind of weird, like new guys come in, they kind of think maybe this guy's a GA or, you know, is this guy an assistant on the strength staff? And soon enough they realize I'm out here, you know, going out with them. Obviously, like you said, I got a mustache going on. Some of these guys are asking how old I am, whatever. But I think it's just nice to be out here and be able to coach people up. I think one of the nice things is, you know, when you get to this point and you start, you know, if you had so many snaps and whatnot, just being able to be comfortable in the heat of the moment, you know, helps so much. And you know, going through with new coaches and a new staff and whatnot, it's nice being able to have that football knowledge and be able to share it with younger guys, be able to be there for them. Obviously, you know, everybody throughout their process at one point or another was a new guy and they had to learn. And now being in this role where I get to help younger guys, it's just really rewarding and it helps me a lot too. You know, when you have to teach somebody what you're learning yourself, it helps you learn even better.
How's the transition been going into the scheme's a little tweaked, a little bit different than you ran last year. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying new things. Spring ball, putting a bunch of people in. We're not sure, obviously, where all the new guys are going to fit in, how the defense is going to work out with the new staff and whatnot. So we're trying a bunch of different stuff. Obviously, today was day one, so, you know, very simple things. We're just flying around. I was pretty surprised how quickly we got into it. It felt like Dorian was saying, like we were in a mid-season practice. Everybody was just running around, going crazy, and the speed was really up. The tempo was up, throwing a bunch of calls out, going very quickly. We didn't really slow things down. You know, when you have guys on both sides that are in leadership positions on the field, on the team, you know, those guys can kind of rally around those people. And if you have guys on the field, then I think Coach Kelly trusts us to kind of just get after it right away. And so we saw that today. We just, you know, we dipped right in and hit the ground running.
A lot of new terminology or a lot of the same?
I mean, both and neither, to be honest. I mean, like, there's a lot of general things used in football that you're going to use in any defense, and obviously we're throwing those things around here. You know, there's general pickups that you're going to teach in day one install that you'll teach anywhere else. So we'll see how it goes as spring ball unfolds. But right now, obviously, we're pretty early into it, and we're kind of just throwing everything out and see what sticks.
What are your early impressions of working with Coach McGovern, Coach Malloy, Coach Norton?
Yeah, I think they're all great guys. Gotten, you know, been able to be with them for, you know, the past month now or so. You know, seeing them around the facility and whatnot. Obviously, in the beginning, everybody was kind of feeling each other out, trying to get a face to a name and whatnot. But now we're at the point where, you know, we're trying to build that trust with each other, and, you know, getting deeper, and, you know, obviously trying to figure out the philosophies of those coaches and figure out, you know, kind of what their you know, scheme is, what they're thinking, and every coach has a different opinion on you know, situational football and what they want to do in different situations. So getting able to know those guys and see what they want to do helps you on the back end when you're in the game, and you kind of, you know, can figure out, you know, maybe what's coming when that guy is, you know what he's thinking, you know.
With Coach Norton, when he was a player here at UCLA, kind of a legend in what he's done. Does that ever come up just in conversation when he signed you as a coach, or just what's that like? Yeah,
I mean, that guy's a beast. I mean, you talk about a total, you know, the UCLA linebacker. Obviously, you think of him and you know, many others, obviously, but he's a total legend, and you kind of got to pinch yourself when you're out here, you know, with a guy like that who's had so much experience. Obviously, balling out in college, the NFL, coaching on both sides, all over the country, and you know, coaching big time guys in the Seahawks and whatnot. So being able to have him out here is a huge plus, and it's going to be great for us. Obviously, we're going to utilize a lot of different guys who are going to be coaching through him, and just excited to have him out here, and really thankful that he chose UCLA. He's able to be back with us.
Did the USC stuff ever come up at all?
Not yet. Might tease him every now and then in the hallway, but not yet. Right now he's a Bruin, and we're trying to keep it that way.
What's the impression that you get from the coaches that they want the identity to be of the defense? What are they telling you that they want the defense to
Just tough guys, fast, physical guys who are going to run to the ball. I think last year one of the things we really did well was we were able to all rally to the ball and be able to get there. If you can get all 11 guys in the frame at the end of the tackle, I think you're doing something really well. So obviously that's something we want to carry over. Getting everybody to work together as a team, obviously that's very general, but and it's a kind of a cliche, but that's hard to do in practice, and to get that thing every single day to get everybody on the same page. So being able to do that and just having great communication and be able to rely on each other and trust each other. When you have a lot of new faces that come in and new switching up and different positions moving around, you kind of have to build up that trust and figure out how the communication is going to work with different guys. So I think that's one of the things early on is over communicating things and just hustling the ball is the two things we're focusing on.
What's an example of a piece of advice that you're giving or you hope to give to some of the younger guys?
I would say just give it your best every single day. And, obviously that's kind of a John Wooden quote too, is just give it 100% of whatever you got that day. And if you can do that every single day, day in and day out, then you're going to be all right at the end. And, you may not be 100%, but give 100% whatever you got, and that's going to take you really, really far in life in everything you do. Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bo.